as what you call unconstitutionality, and you were saying it's suspicious that it happened earlier, not commendable. It was suspicious according to you.
Where is the suspicious, Advocate Mpofu?
Did you regard it as suspicious? Don't ask me where, man. Just answer the question. Did you regard it as suspicious?
I'm not going to subject myself to that bullying that, you talk to me like that, unfortunately. I'm asking you a question that, is suspicious.
Did you regard it as suspicious, ma'am?
Those are words. I never said so.
Okay, read the next sentence. However,
this caused suspicions within staff members. I never spoke about myself. I spoke about the entire team.
Including you?
Including Mashangu, including Ms. Mutitsi, including Mrs. Mukhaladi, including Madiba, when this matter actually. So yes, it was not a matter that, for instance, it's about me, but it was about, the discussions that we had in the office.
Yes, ma'am. And those people, they included you, Ms. Baloyi.
What do you mean when you say they included me?
You've just told us about the number of people who harbored that suspicion. I'm saying those people, they included you.
What do you mean they included me?
Which part don't you understand? The word include or the word me?
Both.
Did they include you or they did not include you? Include means you are one of those people, if you don't know. Were you one of the people who harbored the suspicion?
If it was me, actually, I would have stated in there, but I've given you an example in how, we dealt with this particular matter. So it's a matter that I said even to you earlier, that if this matter was given an opportunity, to be ventilated in court with regards to the merit of it, I should be able, to raise those issues. So here it does not talk about it raised suspicions for me, but it talks about this caused suspicions within staff members.
I see. So basically you are just refusing to answer the question. Okay. Then the next issue was the message about you, which said that you I worked with a few people to deal with the sabotage of Pravin camp, and you're saying that you are worried about it is not about you, but one has to play the chess. Is that what worried you? You now, not all the other members of the team.
No, I don't understand when you say the members of the team. Whom are you referring to?
No, I'm not referring. I'm referring to you. I'm saying what worried you was the issue that said it is not about you, but one has to play the chess. That worried you, Ms. Baloyi.
The whole message worried me. It's not about the latter part, but when you talk about the Pravin camp, which is the Pravin camp, when we are dealing with, a matter constitutionally so, you are supposed to be looking at, the merits and the facts and the evidence before you. You don't need to deal with the sabotage, of camps. Okay. Because regardless, when you do an investigation, whether it's in labor relations at work, whether it's in a medical setting where you investigate death or you do or somebody slipped in a shop, obviously you won't deal with a camp. You'll deal with, the merits of the case and the evidence before you.
So you must not, if people are trying to sabotage you or spreading lies about you and that investigation, which might jeopardize the investigation, you must not be concerned about that.
That's why when you do an investigation, you need, whether you decide whether you want to be partial, whether you want to deal with the matter the way other people view you, or you want to emerge as a professional and do what is required of you without looking at secondary issues. Obviously, there's nobody that can be happy when they are investigated in any way. But at the end of the day, do you want to focus on those secondary issues, or you want to focus at the matter, at hand?
Does it matter if someone is trying to sabotage your investigation?
I'm not aware. I wouldn't see, unless if I'm not privy to that information that, maybe the sabotage, whether it's coming from the camp or it's coming from Pravin. Right. I'm not privy to that sabotage information.
Okay, we'll come back to that. Your big issue with the Bosasa investigation, you were saying that you wanted the public protector to investigate donations by Mr. Watson to the NDZ campaign. Correct? I didn't say I wanted that investigation.
I never said so. I said that it should have been mentioned in that particular, report, which has been excluded.
Yes, but you encouraged that the investigation must be extended to include the NDZ campaign.
Can I get side of where I said that?
No, you can't. I'm asking you whether you made a suggestion that the investigation should be extended to include the NDZ campaign. Yes or no?
Advocate Mpofu, I made a submission on this matter in writing in a memorandum which the public protector had, and it doesn't have that content. I think if you can get side of that memorandum, then you will read what my concerns were and what my proposals were. So it wasn't about investigating the NDZ campaign. I've made it very clear on the issues that were omitted, in that report that, it was in front of me. And I was very professional in it, and I put them in writing. So it was not a matter that was only, expressed verbally or in court documents. There was a memo that, I prepared in that regard.
Did anybody suggest that the investigation must be extended to include the NDZ campaign, including yourself or excluding yourself?
When this matter came up, it was based on the Mail and Guardian, constitutional court judgment that, the public protector cannot ignore evidence that she comes across when investigating matters. And that's when, the issues of saying that we can mention it. And if you remember, I remember vividly that Madiba stated that it would even help in terms of dealing with the bill around donations, for political parties. So there was no malicious intentions around that. And, I made a submission in that regard with relating to that particular
Ms. Baloyi, please listen to the question, madam. I'm saying to you, did you encourage the investigator to extend the Cyril Ramaphosa CR17 investigation, Bosasa, to include the NDZ campaign, to include those issues?
Which investigator are you talking about?
I don't know who the investigator was. I'm saying, did you encourage the investigator in that matter, the chief investigator, to extend the investigation to include NDZ? Yes or no? I mean, such a simple issue.
Why would I actually instruct an investigator when I've done my submission in writing on the matter?
I didn't say
because he also had side.
No, I'm saying, did you encourage him or her to do so? Yes or no, madam?
For me, what I'm saying is I had a discussion, with police.
Chairperson, can you please just ask the witness to answer the question, please? Did you or did you not encourage the investigator to extend the investigation to include the NDZ campaign, ma'am?
Yes. That's what I'm asking you, Advocate Mpofu. Where did you get that information? And if I've done that, it would be in writing on such a matter, given the statement that was made by Mr. Sekhalu. if really there was a matter on that, that's what I'm saying, that if I've stated in my affidavit, showed me where I stated it.
No, let's leave the affidavit for now. Did you, Ms. Baloyi, Ms. Basani Baloyi, yourself, did you encourage the investigator to include the NDZ campaign, to extend it? Yes or no? Forget about...
Why would the investigator that didn't want me to make input into his report, I encourage him or her when it was stated that I should not get involved in that particular matter, I must leave him alone. Yeah. Would you go under normal circumstances, advise someone who has already reported you to your seniors that, for instance, you would like to interfere with such? And hence I stated that, my contributions were made in writing. So why would I actually do that? Because it would be that, I'm actually interfering, with his work as it was alleged. So I wouldn't do that, and I mean, like, whatever that I did on this matter, if I recall well, Advocate Mpofu, I put it in writing.
So you deny that. Okay, that's fine. Now, I'm
not actually, that's what I'm even asking you, who was the investigator that you're talking about? Because of clearly, even on that WhatsApp message, the public protector says that she has worked with other people. So I'm not sure which investigator you're talking about.
All right. Okay. You can then, maybe you can assist us. This is what you said. Okay, let's go to 2172, which is the opposite of what you're saying now. Another lie, another misrepresentation, another statement which you are seeking to disown. Paragraph 60 on page 2172, please. Okay, you say, in light of these revelations, that is now the revelations that Mr. Watson had also given money to the NDZ campaign. Ms. Mokhaladi and I, that means you, Ms. Baloyi, encouraged the chief investigator to consider extending the scope of his investigation to include these allegations, or to limit the investigation to 500,000 and to request the NBA to investigate the other allegations. Did that happen?
I don't see that statement that you're talking about to extend, the investigation to the NDZ campaign. It's not there in that statement.
No, I said, okay, which part? Extend or extending is the same thing, correct? It says, Ms. Mokhaladi and I encourage the chief investigator to consider extending the scope of his investigation to include these allegations. Which parts don't you see?
I don't see NDZ. When you go to the previous, paragraph of my affidavit, I stated that it's not talking about the NDZ campaign. He also spoke about donating to other political parties. So when you say that I encouraged him or her or them to consider the scope to include NDZ, it's not in my paragraph 60, Advocate Mpofu. That's what I'm talking to you about. And my paragraph 60 emanates from that last statement. So it's not only talking about, the NDZ campaign. He also spoke about funding other political parties.
Yes, okay, ma'am, you're just lying to us again through your teeth. At paragraph 59, you say, Mr. Watson told the public protector that he donated not only to the CR17 campaign, but also to the NDZ campaign. That's you, not me. Okay, ma'am?
Continue and read the statements.
No.
And read the latter part.
No, I will continue, madam. I'm just asking you did you say that Mr. Watson told the public protector that he donated not only to the CR17, but also to the NDZ campaign?
Correctly. That's what he said, in the meeting. There's a recording on that meeting. That's what he said. And I think if my colleagues come in here who were present in that meeting, they'll confirm that.
Yes. And then you say, the public protector refused to investigate the allegations about donations to the NDZ campaign. Did you say that?
Yes.
Yes, despite the fact that Mr. Watson indicated that there are many donors who fund political parties. And then you say, in light of these revelations by Mr. Watson, okay, Ms. Mokhalad and I encourage the chief investigator to consider extending the scope of the investigation to include these allegations. Which part is not true, is not clear to you there?
There's no part that is not clear in here, because of what I'm saying to you is you are talking about the NDZ, campaign. As I stated, when this matter, was regarded, it was a time that, as a collective, we believe that this will actually even assist Parliament, in terms of dealing with that particular bill. And we are also basing it on that Constitutional Court judgment. So it wasn't something amiss, because of, we were saying that she was not, obviously at the time, the reason why that could not be investigated was because of the then Zuma as a person was not a member of cabinet, therefore that would be relevant. But we're talking about the information that was at our disposal regarding these matters. So it wasn't actually to say that we encourage him to extend the scope, to investigate. As you see in my paragraph 60, it was talking about these allegations that, were stated in a meeting, and it's on record, it's in the minutes, and it's actually, there is an audio recording of this, meeting and these allegations.
Okay, but, please wrap up. Untruthful witness that has graced this committee. Chairperson, I still have some ground to cover. As you can see, the witness goes around and round and round in circles, but also there have been undue delays caused by the other unnecessary interruptions. So I need, there's quite, it's obvious that what we're dealing with here, but I still need to cover some of the issues. I never thought anybody could be worse than Mr. Samuel, but here we are. No, I'm saying, Mr.
Yes,
Chair,
please then wrap up.
Thank you, Chair. I'll try. But let me try, because as I say, I don't think really it's, I think the point has been made. So, ma'am, once again, you are lying to the committee. Once again, you are twisting the words, and once again, you are denying your own words. I don't know for how many times now. And as I say, you have earned yourself the title of the worst witness we have seen so far. So which is it? Is the truth that you did not encourage the chief investigator to extend the scope of the investigation, as you said earlier, or is the truth what is in your statement? Which one is the truth? Which one is the lie? Because those two cannot sit together.
I'm not going to respond to that question. You've already labeled me a lie. Why would we seek more lies about the same matter from the same person? I'm not going to respond to that.
Chairperson, can you ask the witness to please respond to my question? Which one is the truth, ma'am, between you encouraging the chief investigator to extend, as stated in paragraph 60, under oath, or you saying to the committee earlier, a few minutes ago, under oath as well, that you would not do such a thing? Which one is the truth?
That is an affidavit, or which I know. Paragraph 59 and 60, they are as they are. That's what they mean about what is in paragraph 59 and 60. It's what it is.
Is it the truth?
I'm not going to respond to that. All I'm saying to you is that if somebody deposes an affidavit, it's what it is. It's paragraph 59 and 60. That's the truth that is there. Whatever that you interpret and whatever that you label me, I cannot actually do anything to that. Okay. But what I'm telling you is 59 and 60, it's what it is.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, let's do it slowly. When you are doing 59 and 60, did you as you did this morning, swear to God and say, so help me God, nothing but the truth?
You can ask my attorneys on that matter, because that was an affidavit that was filed in the High Court. So yeah. I think that we are not in court in here. So I think my attorneys are best positioned to respond to that.
Yes, no, we're not in court. So it's not the same thing, but there's only one God. So did you swear to God that it was the truth on that occasion?
I'm a member of the Evangelical Presbyterian Church in South Africa, and I believe in God. But whatever that we are looking for in paragraph 59 and 60, those contents are correct for me. And they are the truth. So help you God. You can interpret it in that manner, but all I'm telling you is that I am still stating that paragraph 59 and 60, those are the contents. If you require those details, you can speak to my attorneys of record. Thank you.
No, the attorneys of record did not actually they did not attest to the affidavit. Let's go to.
That will be our last point for the day, Advocate Mpofu.
Okay,
I've long wrap up.
Yeah, no, Chair. I have to wrap up this point because it's important. If you go to page 2160. Do you know about perjury, ma'am? Do you know the crime of perjury?
I'm listening.
No, I know you're listening, but are you hearing? Do you know about the crime of perjury? If you don't know, I'll tell you what it is. It is lying under oath in connection with legal proceedings, and also the one that Ms. Ibrahim told you about this morning is also perjury. You understand that?
Yeah, you can do that. I mean, like the position that we are in now, if I was actually defending Advocate Mpofu, I will still say it. So that is your own conclusion. So you can say whatever that you want to say, but in paragraph 59 and 60 as is, I still stand by those issues, and I am not even gonna wink about it.
Yes. No, I don't think you can wink, but hopefully you can sleep at night. But so you don't know about perjury. All right. Paragraph 2 says the contents of this affidavit are true and correct and within my personal knowledge, unless the context indicates otherwise. And then at the last page, then you saw that this was the truth. Now, let me explain to you, because this is the last point I want to make. For now, we'll see when we call you to finish your cross-examination. The point I'm making, ma'am, is very simple. I'm saying you made this statement, you said it was true, so help me God. This morning, you also saw and you said, so help me God. And in that statement and the statement you've made here, you have made several contradicting statements, so which cannot which are irreconcilable and cannot be in the same boat. So, which means one of them is true, the other one is false. And you have refused to tell me which one is true and which one is false. But at least we know that one of them is false. So I'm simply saying that in doing so, under oath on both occasions, you are committing the crime of perjury. Do you understand? You might not agree, but do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Advocate Mpofu, actually, I've come to this committee, to assist them in doing their work. Yes. And it will be up to them on, what to decide on whether my evidence or whatever. And I don't think it's actually your responsibility to make such conclusions. And I'm not going to respond to that question with due respect.
Okay. Then maybe you can respond to this question. Did you, as you said in your statement, encourage the chief investigator to extend the matter to include the NDZ campaign, or did you, as you said a few minutes before, not do such a thing? Which one is the truth?
Don't put words into my mouth. I said that this matter on this particular issue is very clear on 59 and 60, and to that effect, I even reduced my views and those of the team in writing and signed it off, so there is a record. So whether you want to talk about NDZ or you want to talk about other political parties, my paragraph 59 and 60 is very clear, according to me. And I believe that I was well represented by those attorneys, and I understood what they understood me and understood what that 59 and 60 is all about.
So if 59 and 60 are true, then what is false is what you said earlier to the committee. Or is it vice versa?
It's up to the committee to assess that, not up to you. I'll hear it from the committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Baloyi. I'm not finished with you. I'm going to finish you later, and I'll, with the permission of the chairperson. But I just want to tell you that it is not assisting the committee to feed it with lies and to tell it untruths one way or the other. It's actually doing a disservice to the committee. But we'll deal with that when we meet again. Thank you.